One other thing that I remember when I went to some of the information sessions is this whole dumping process. Y'all sing like a choir. Y'all understand that dumping process is a damn shame, huh? Can y'all enlighten the damn shameless? Hey, yo, hey, it's your girl Kiki, and this is a Damn Shame podcast. And listen, as I said before, I absolutely love Fridays. Love them, love them, love them, love them. Honey, we have an amazing show for you all tonight, and I just want to introduce these beautiful queens here on the panel tonight. Tonight's episode is about extreme weight loss, so you already see how these queens look now. You already see how they look. I'm getting feedback. Baby. Let me just start with our beautiful queen, Tiana. Tiana is an educated woman holding down 3 jobs at any given time, okay? And she's a caregiver. But she has found time to look as gorgeous as she does now, okay? And we also have on the panel, Lysandra, AKA,
That's true. That's true.
Lady.
Yes.
Lady, I like to call Lady a serial entrepreneur, okay? If anybody really knows Lady, she is a serial entrepreneur. She's an thing. She has businesses on top of businesses, but we will talk about that a little more. And this, last but not least, beautiful queen. Look, we say the best for last. We have Chanda Jeffers. She is a wife, a mother of 2, the executive producer. Y'all, that's a big deal in paparazzi jewelry, okay? Executive producer. When you get to that level, there's levels to that, all right? She's executive producer. Ladies, thank y'all so much for being on Damn Shame podcast. I want to personally, on behalf of the Damn Shame podcast team, salute you all for being brave, for being willing to come on, being willing to share what we have tonight. But before we get into it, ladies, y'all got y'all drinks? Hey! All right. Tonight's concoction is lose to win. Sometimes you gotta lose to win, okay?
Amen.
So cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
These ladies love to travel and they love spending quality time with their family and friends, just as we all do. We're here, it's the holiday season, so it's the appropriate time. But look, let's just talk about this culture. This culture, y'all, if y'all see what's going on in Georgia, for the damn shameless who are in Georgia, please make sure that you get out and vote. We are trying to take over the Senate, okay? We're trying to take it back over, and we can do it with the help of you all. So early voting has started. The actual election day is January the 5th. Get into it, please. You got family members, you got friends. Everybody knows somebody in Hotlanta, okay? Right. Everybody trying to get to Hotlanta. So just make sure, even if you got to coordinate them a ride to the polling place, handle that. Because we need that so we can take over this Senate. Like, we're going to take over the world, okay?
Amen.
Amen.
Like, it would be a damn shame if we messed that one up, okay?
Right.
So we ain't going to let it go.
They did what they needed to in the regular election. So come on, we got the
That's the first step.
Yes.
That's right.
That's the first step.
That's right. So, ladies, what y'all think about this vaccine? It's out. I know y'all seen all over media that the trucks are wheeled in and people lined up, the first responders, and they just so happy to take this vaccine. What y'all think about that? Y'all taking it? Y'all down for it?
No. And
That
I'm
would
on
be a no
pause.
for Kiki.
I'm on pause. You gotta have some historical data for me. I can't.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
I'm
the
just not rolling
scientist
in.
I'm on the fence.
And then in a year, somebody's leg gonna fall off. I don't know.
Listen, in a year, I said y'all, not even a year, 3 months, y'all gonna be walking
Right.
backwards like this, because you can't walk forward. You can't get your Obama swag on. You going back like that. Nobody got time for that.
I said I
I'm
wish
just
that there was some law firms that like went public so that I could invest in them, because it might be stuff coming up.
That's the
Okay.
We all about securing the bag anyway, okay? But let me tell you, that would be a damn shame. We just gotta wait and see. I know people need it. The first responders need it, and our seniors may need it. But your girl got to wait.
Right.
It would just be a damn shame.
Yeah.
So listen, y'all, the verses that we had that was scheduled last week got canceled because Ashanti had COVID. I was so ready for it, y'all. I'm not even gonna say who I am for. I want to hear who you all like the best. Are you all Team Keisha Cole or Team Ashanti?
The reality is, I had to look it up, and I normally watch the verses. I do, but I had not heard about this one for some reason. I was like, "What?"
Now that's a damn shame. We got to know about the queens,
Right.
We got to know about the women when they on, because the men take it over.
I knew about Brandy, and I knew about Monica. That was an easy one. I knew about Patti LaBelle. I knew about those, but I don't know if it didn't get the hype or I just was tuned out or what. But that was a good one. I said, I'm not too sure.
Team Keisha Cole, Team Ashanti.
I think Team Keisha Cole.
Keisha Cole.
I think Keisha Cole.
Tiana, you Team Keisha Cole?
Yeah, Keisha Cole.
Yeah, I think she had more jams that I really got into,
Yeah. I agree. I feel her most of her songs to me were more meaningful.
Yeah.
And memorable, truthfully.
Right.
Yeah. I would agree. I'm telling you, she got me through some moments. If I told you once, I told you twice. Y'all, that's my signature line. That's how I should start the show. If I told you once, I told you twice. Watch the Damn Shame podcast. Oh my goodness. So shout out to all of you damn shamers that have joined via YouTube. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on. We are live each and every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is a lifestyle show. We talk about everything. Because let's face it, everything that we encounter, sometimes it just be a damn shame. And life is just a damn shame. So we have to talk about everything. I mean, it's about education, but with a little twist of comedic relief and entertainment. So y'all,
you need it.
Yes. Hey, I want to give a couple of shout outs. I want to give a couple of shout outs. We have folks saying, hey, lady, hey, soror lady. We have people are saying they're Team Ashanti.
Yes.
Give shout out to S. Carson, hello, beautiful queens. Hello, ladies. Shelly Roscoe, hello, ladies. Y'all looking beautiful. Everybody's saying that y'all looking beautiful. They can't wait to get into it.
Yeah.
So far, it seemed like, the panel is Team Keisha Cole, but the live is hard for Ashanti.
Oh,
really?
Listen, Ashanti, no doubt, she holds it down. Y'all seen her body now? You
know what? I can't remember her songs.
Baby.
Like past a certain phase with just Ja Rule. Ja Rule used to be my boy. That was my boy. She was with me. When we were in the park and I ran after Ja Rule was my man.
Was that a little stalker behavior?
No.
That's damn shame. If you scared a brother.
No, but I almost lost my husband.
done left the whole damn family behind. Now, that's a damn shame.
That's a damn shame.
Oh my goodness. That is super funny. Wow. Oh my goodness. So let's not delay this. Listen, we are here to talk about extreme weight loss. And as we go into 2021, right? There's so many things that we want to change. We want to improve. We want to enhance. So I just thought it was befitting that we had this show just to talk more about what we want to do, our plans, because we got to start now.
Yeah,
like start today in 2020, as messed up as it has been. But hey, there have been some blessed moments as well in as much as in everything. In every mess, there's some blessings in it that come out, okay? So let me just say this. As we prepare for 2021, the damn shamers that are on here, I thought it was nice to have you all on as educated Black women, all of you are, who have decided, I want to improve my quality of life. So let's just talk about it. Let me kick the question off. What really made you decide that you wanted to have weight loss surgery? I'll start with Lady.
Lady. Well, my decision was a forced decision, actually, because in my mind, I thought that I could control it. I could get in front of it, my weight challenges that I encountered. But for me, it was a close to death moment. Yeah, it was. I actually have a condition which is PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. So because of that condition, it causes a hormone chemical imbalance. So for me, I gained a lot of weight within like a 6-month period of time. No one knew what was going on with me, including my doctors. My OBGYN doctor is who diagnosed me. She looked at me immediately, and you see your doctor once a year. She walked past me and didn't recognize me. And she came back and said, Lady? Because she, I've been going to her for years. And I said, yeah. She said, Lysandra? And I was like, yes. She said, come to the back with me. And I went to her office, and she said to me, have you been sick? And I said, yeah. She said, well, when did you see your doctor? I'm not going to say its name. And because she knew my primary doctor. My primary doctor actually referred me to her. And I said, I saw him last week. And she said, well, what did he say? I said, he asked me if I was depressed. And she said, well, I'm looking at you. She said, she said, but I'm looking at your skin. She said, the pigmentation in your skin. She said, you have a hormone chemical imbalance going on. She said, immediately, she said it.
So that was the pivotal moment that she was able to diagnose that right away.
She could see my skin, my neck. And she said to me, I'm going to run some additional tests on you. She said, but do not allow them to tell you that you have type 2 diabetes. That's the go-to for a lot of people.
We'll get more into that. We'll get more into that. So Tiana, what made you decide that now's the time I want to have this weight loss surgery?
So I was in my early 20s, maybe about 21 when I had it, 2007, not really realizing how big I was, knowing that obesity, was in the family. But however, not really realizing how big I was, about 400 pounds. And I wanted to make a change for myself. Not having, thank God, not having diabetes, not having high blood pressure, not having any of those symptoms, but I got it to prevent it. So that's what made me go forth and get it. And I'm grateful that I did, because I know that in the long run, I probably would have contracted all of those symptoms. So that's what made me go get it.
And for the damn shamers on here, there's no secret. Tiana is my cousin. And so, as she said, our family is plagued with obesity. that is a struggle for a lot of us in the family. And it, sometimes it can be your genetics that plays a key factor. So we'll talk more about that. But Chanda, I want to hear what made you decide to get the surgery.
Well, I actually probably wasn't convinced up until the time where I actually had to schedule the surgery. I was wavering back and forth, but I have high cholesterol and I was pre-diabetic. And I had gone through, losing some weight, gaining some weight, losing some weight, gain. I had gone through the whole yo-yo thing, and I was tired of going through the whole yo-yo thing. And I just, I talked to a lot of people. I did a lot of research. And I just, I said, I'm getting older and it's not getting any better. And so I just wanted to, like Tiana, take a hold of it before it got to be a problem.
Yeah. So listen, there are several types of weight loss surgery. Let me tell you this in full disclosure. Again, hats off to you all. I have been to some of those sessions and heard, the pros and the cons and all of that. And I just have not, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it, fuck it. I'm look like Keisha Cole and Ashanti. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this damn Shanti, my knees hurt and all that. So I've gone to these introductory sessions that they have. What are some types of, well, actually, I know there's the balloon, because I went to that one, where they put balloons in you to help you to stop eating. Of course, there's the sleeve, and then there's the gastric bypass as well. So let's go down the line. Chanda, what was the type of surgery that you opted to have, and why?
So actually, they don't do the lap band anymore. At least where I go, they don't do the lap band because there was too many complications. Mm-hmm. I initially was thinking I was getting the sleeve until I had my initial consultation with my doctor, and she said that that I actually had the option. She gave me the pros and cons of each one, but she left it to me, and I didn't have to make the decision until our final consultation. And so, I read, I talked to people. I ended up having the bypass. And the reason that I had the bypass was probably for the opposite reason that people get the sleeve. I did not, even though it's not reversible, but should something transpire, I would still have all of my parts that they could, because they literally bypass the stomach. The way it works for the sleeve is they actually cut out part of your stomach. And so that to me was more final than, it's a final decision. It's not like they're going back and saying, we're going to put this back together. It's not a reversible surgery. Don't go into it thinking that way. But the bypass gave me the higher chances of losing weight. It's the gold standard. It's been around for the longest. And I did not want to have a revision. I don't have the best luck. I done had multiple surgeries for multiple things, and I knew I did not want to end up going under the knife again. So I didn't. A lot of people who have the sleeve end up having a revision to the bypass, and I just said I might as well just go big and go home. So,
Lady, talk about the type of surgery that you opted to have.
I had the bypass surgery, and that was recommended. And because of the amount of weight I needed to lose, that was my decision, but their decision.
Okay.
That with PCOS, they had a better outcome of individuals losing weight with the bypass and not regaining or not regaining as much because the hormone, because of the condition.
Okay. And Tiana, what was the surgery that you opted to have?
I had the bypass, the gastric bypass.
Okay.
And it was also the doctor's decision, the best decision to have versus having the sleeve due to the weight, the size that I was. So with the bypass, you can regain weight. That was me. I did regain weight. I did have a revision in 2017. People who've had the bypass, I don't me personally, I don't recommend people to have the revision done over. Some of the doctors explain that you don't lose as much, and some doctors don't explain that you don't lose as much. Myself, I think with the revision,
the second time around with the revision, you don't lose as much as you did
correct.
The first time. Okay.
So correct. You had a bypass and then a revision to a bypass again?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know they did that.
All they pretty much do is go in and just make it a little bit more smaller, your pouch a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
And that's all they really do. And in all actuality, you put in that work afterwards. I mean, you still have to go through the whole process over again with, you know, the drinking clear liquids and stuff like that. The whole process all over again. However, you pretty much only just lose like the 20 pounds, and that's because you ain't eating, which is a damn shame. Okay. However, so as far as having the bypass, just go with it and just stick with the program. At the end of the day, to everyone that's listening, it's a lifestyle change. People make it seem like people say that, oh, this is the easy way out. It's not the
easy way out.
It's just a tool. It's a tool that you have to work to your advantage, you know. And I think the program that I went through, the best part of the program is that they really dealt with the psychological part. Right. And helping me to understand that if you fall off the wagon, get back on. You know, so it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's just take a step back. You all decided that this is what you wanted to have with the help or assistance, the guidance of your doctor. What was the preparation? I'm hearing that, you know, they want to see that you have tried on your own to lose weight. So Kiki is currently in the WW program counting on points. So I got to count this concoction tonight. You understand what I'm saying?
Now I'll say, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So in my program, it actually, I actually went through this twice. So this is how I knew that I wanted to do it, because I had started the program last year. I was with a different insurance provider. And so I switched insurances, and so I had to start all over again. So when I started all over again, this process is partially probably also because of COVID, that, you know, you're not meeting in person. But this process, I actually, I had my initial consultation. I had, you do all the nutrition online. So it's an online 12-week program where they're giving you modules and you're doing it online. You have a little quiz based on what you learned. You know, this is all to help you change your mindset. You put in your weights and things that you're doing. But they actually told me, like, don't lose too much weight, because if you lose too much weight, you would possibly not qualify, or and they're not so concerned about the weight loss, just because the condition that you're in is what is qualifying you for it, if I'm saying that correctly.
Okay, so I understand.
I did have to, I had to show that I had, tried to do it before, but it wasn't as strenuous of a process as you might think. It was much easier, the program that we went through, because they want to get rid of those comorbidities, and they know that this is probably one of the only ways to do that.
So Tiana, you had two surgeries, the original and then the revision. Did you have to go through the process twice, like the pre-process? Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. And lady,
go through where I went the second time. They made me go through like a class with a group of people who were also having the revision. So and it talks about why and trying to help you get back on track. Right. So it was the whole thing of getting back on track and doing the process right and seeing where you messed up and just getting back together. However, it's just all of it was a damn shame. I got it when I was like 20, 21 the first time. So I just feel like, when you're younger getting it, you learn so much more as you get older, and and so, you do things, you're young, you're stupid, and still eating, which the things that you shouldn't eat, you know, not exercising like you should, you know.
Yeah, it's a mindset shift.
It is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
lady,
mindset shift.
Lady, can you tell me, like, how many people are, like, in those pre-groups that you walk through the process with, you know? And then were you able to connect with them? Or you were like, why the hell are they here? This is a damn shame that I'm talking to these people. They don't know my story. They don't understand my plight, you know?
Interestingly enough, I went through the process, with 2 different hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I went through the process, it was before I had a surgery that actually placed me in ICU. And that was with a particular provider. And after that happened, I ended up, because you have to have a psych evaluation, let me say that. So interestingly enough, the psychiatrist that I saw at one hospital was the one that I ended up seeing again for the second time. So she said to me, why didn't you have the surgery? And I said, well, as we talked about, you have to lose a certain amount of weight. But I was like 10 pounds away from, away from losing, away from my weight loss goal. Let me say that. So they didn't allow me to have the surgery. They gave me like a lot of they gave me it was just a mess. But it was a blessing in disguise, because this particular hospital did not have a comprehensive program that helped you deal with, your, what's the name?
Nutrition and.
Yes. So what actually happened is I saw this psychiatrist, the same psychiatrist, and when she inquired, I said, well, I didn't lose the 10 pounds. She said, 10 pounds? And I said, yes. She said, well, that's not the only place where you can have the surgery. I was like, but I would have to start all over again. She was like, no, you will not. So she walked me down to, the doctor, and she said, okay, I have someone, and this is what, this is the situation. And I did have to go to a final session, but I had actually completed the 6-month prior to required courses. Now, the reason I mentioned that is because you do have to complete, well, I did at the time, I had to complete a certain amount of months for the nutritional and nutritional piece. However, the new hospital, the hospital that actually performed the surgery, they had not only that portion of, not only did they require for you to go through that portion, they also brought individuals in different agencies to you that explain the importance of your nutritional, in addition, your nutritional supplements that you need to take.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. I just want to explore what I think, Tiana, you mentioned the psychological aspect. I think I heard it from all of you. Tiana, talk about that whole psychological piece and how it impacted you. From a standpoint of, you said, I didn't realize that I was that big. And let me just tell you this, in full disclosure, when I see some of the videos here, I'm like, oh no, Shane, I need y'all to give a bitch angle. I need better lighting. We're gonna turn this around, and like, you see how she on the side over there? Like, we gotta work this out, because sometimes you really don't realize how big you are until you see yourself in a photo or something like that, and you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, aside from sometimes you put your jeans on and you're like, this is a damn shame. I can only get one leg in or one roll.
Yeah, I'll say I was comfortable like, I mean, you know, on Facebook, my name is Chanda Loving the Skin. I mean, I was comfortable as a curvy girl. Like, I was like, you know, you could be cute and curvy, and I didn't consider myself unhealthy. And I don't know that I considered myself like fat, but of course, I mean, it doesn't take much to be obese. In you know, in terms of medical
U.S. standards, yes,
it doesn't take much, but you know, to be curvy, like I was good with that. That wasn't the problem until you be around the real skinny heifers. Like, wait a minute,
them snatched queens. You're like, right. Hold up.
Or you gotta go to the other section. You can't fit anything in the regular. You gotta go to the plus section. You know, then you feel, you know, some kind of way. But sometimes they only have cute stuff in the curvy section. We'll talk about that later.
Yes. So psychologically, Tiana, you know, where were you with it?
From the beginning or now?
No, beginning. We haven't even explored post-surgery.
Psychologically, in the beginning, like I said, I didn't really realize or understand how big I was. I guess maybe more so when you go to the amusement park with your friends and stuff, and you try to get your big ass in the damn.
Now that's a damn shame.
It is a damn shame. And you try to get in the roller coaster, and they bring the shit down. That's right there with it. Yeah. That bitch ain't clank.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling at all.
It's not a good. It's an embarrassing feeling. It's an embarrassing feeling. So that's what really, you know, psychologically changed it for me then. You know, and then 10 plus years later, you know, regaining some. No, I'm not back to where I was, but psychologically, I know we have that evaluation in the beginning, but I really feel like we should have it like years later, because I'm gonna speak for me, and others say the same thing, but for me, it still messes with my head now, because I still feel like I'm where I used to be, you know, even though I may not be as small as I would like to be, and I know that I'm not meant to be, you know, so small, but in my mind, I still feel like I'm pounds.
Yeah,
you know,
it takes a real reset.
I still feel like I'm where I am. You know, people say, "Oh, you're so beautiful" and stuff like that, and in my mind, I'll be like, "Where they see that at?" And and I'm saying this like in real life. I really feel that way, you know, and it's sad, but in real life, that's really what it is.
And that's that psychological piece.
Yeah,
that it is on the front end and on the back end is what I'm hearing.
But I think it's situational though, and this is interesting. So Tiana, you saw yourself a certain way, right? You're saying, and you still see yourself a certain way. What's interesting is, for me, I was in such denial. I had really, when you talk about the psychological part, I had truly tapped out.
So do you think that you were in denial because as you grew up, you were smaller? You
Absolutely.
were very, you know, small.
Absolutely. So my situation,
that's how I was too.
Yeah, my situation was very interesting because it was, you know, you hear about people who grow up and they have challenges with weight their entire life. So there are certain things that they are, you know, they're just accustomed to. And then when it suddenly happens to you, so you go from one thing, then to morbidly obese, and then back to something else. So when you're talking about the psychological part, you know, so I understand what Tiana is saying in terms of, you know, certain things you can't do or whatever. Yes, I experienced that, but it really messed with me emotionally because I had tapped out mentally so much.
When you were at your largest weight.
Oh,
now, how about now that you have lost some weight and you know, you might not be where you ideally
because I'm
still
still in, I've reached a plateau and I have to really work hard now.
Okay. And so psychologically, are you feeling like you are still that morbidly obese person, or do you know that, you know, you're better than where you were
Oh, I clearly know that I'm better. For me, I feel like I can live again because I promise you, I could be talking to someone and I was not there.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There. I mean, you know, listen, as much as I love to talk, we all have those moments where we just kind of drift off and we're not present because we're psychologically playing things in our own minds about us. You know, I say, oh, if Kiki could get a little this, you know, and get this taken away and this tucked down and he's sitting up and the smiley face. So, you know, sometimes I drift into that. So like Tiana said, when people say, oh, you're so beautiful. And I'm telling you, I have people that walk up to me, oh, Nashville. I mean, like literally, y'all, my hand to the man, can I take pictures of you? And I'm thinking, what the hell that's a damn shame. What do they see? But I you know, I just attribute it to, okay, maybe they see the God in me. You know, they see they're attracted to the God in me. They see the beauty of God in me, and that is what my life is supposed to be like. So I can relate to you, Chanda, Tiana, and Lady. What were you gonna say, Chanda?
There's another psychological piece of it too, that I went through before the surgery. I was, you know, once I had actually made that decision, I wasn't really sharing it with anybody, but you know, Brian, my husband, right? And so when I finally made the decision and I got excited and I started telling people, like some of the reactions, I was like, Paul. So I had to step back, and I literally, like, I did not tell my parents until the day before my surgery.
Wow.
So there are people that, you know, once I saw what their reaction was, I said, oh, this is about to be a shit.
Here's the deal. Whether you have a surgery or not, whatever it is, people place you in their own box.
Absolutely.
And they want to keep you there.
Absolutely.
And we can't stay. That's a damn shame. So, Tiana, were you placed in this box? Did you have family and friends that, you know, tried to be naysayers about the decision that you ultimately wanted to make to improve your life?
So actually, no. Because like I said, this is my first time, you know, 10 plus years ago. No, you know, I was that heavy and I was young, you know, so no. Then when I had it my second time, yes, I had my sisters in my ear, you know, saying, you don't need to, it's unnecessary and stuff like that. And Richard really was. Huh?
I said, they would say, you're not that big. You don't need that. You're not that big.
And my sister still says it all the time. You're not that big. But in my mind, I see something different. You understand? So, and I, like, once again, my family makeup, we heavy down bottom, smaller up top. But, and I know that these legs ain't going nowhere, you know, but however, in my mind, I see something different in what I want to be, but I know that's not really what I'm supposed to be, you know. So I'm grateful that I got it the very first time, because I probably would be on my 600-pound life, a damn shame. You know, but I'm happy,
so,
you know.
Lady, let's talk about it. I know you've had naysayers that said, oh no, want to keep you in the box, whether they're friends, family. Let's explore that in your life.
Well, here's the thing. One of the things that I really applaud the program I went through with, in terms of helping me understand, and that is finding my own truth, and whatever that truth is. And I say that because I had all of this chatter around me. And I think sometimes people don't understand when they see you in a certain light and they see you a certain way, they feel like, oh, you can just make it happen, or you can fix it. Or you can just, someone said to me one time, I will never forget this. I had said something about weight, and they said, all you have to do is push the plate away.
Or you
wanted to slap them and say, it's a damn shame.
No, but here's the thing. Those who really know me know I live in my own bubble. So people throw shade at me all the time, frequently. And it goes over my head. Some of my friends are like, lady, you didn't catch that. And I'm like, I could care less. Or I don't catch it because my mind is somewhere else. And I'm thankful for it. But on this particular day, I did catch it. And what I turned to her and said was, there's no plate here to push. You know, the reality, and it's not to say that you don't develop certain bad habits, but the harsh reality for me was I didn't eat and gain weight. You know, so don't come for me like that, but people don't understand that. And I had to recognize, when you talk about the psychological part, that each person and each individual has their own trials and challenges, and they have their own narrative. You know, so when I decided to have the surgery, I told very few people. And you know, some people I shared with, and you know, and there was a couple of people who I shared, and then they shared it with other people. And what I tried to make them understand was, I have no challenge with sharing because it could bless someone else or it could help someone else. Here's my challenge: allow me to share my narrative.
Absolutely.
Because it takes, like the psychological part, it takes a moment for your body, for you to recognize that there's been a shift, that there's been a change. Let me walk into my truth before you try to tell my new truth. That's the
And that's the thing. We have to create these boundaries. You talked about quieting the noise. That is all that speaks volume. I mean, I just heard a sermon about it last time. We got to quiet the noise, quiet the chatter that's around us, and decide, hone in on what is best for us. You consult God, God first in all your decisions, and then go forward. He will bless it if it's meant, if it's meant to be. You have that meant to be, and you'll have that peace. So other people don't have to understand your truth. They don't have to understand your story. Just keep going forward, and that's what I love about this.
Hey, can I talk about real quick and give a couple of shout outs in here?
And just get ready for the haters.
Monica Mack is saying, thank you, ladies, for allowing yourselves to be vulnerable tonight. He appreciates it. Andrea is saying, this is awesome, ladies. True people will always have something to say. Eve Tate, this is a great conversation. Love it. So the ladies in the chat are just saying kudos to y'all for sharing y'all stories. I mean, I could go on and on, but I just wanted to throw a couple out there that y'all are dropping the knowledge and they appreciate the vulnerability.
This is amazing. Listen, let's talk about post-surgery. You've had the surgery, you decided to have it. Let's talk about post-surgery. What is the recovery time like? I'll let everybody.
It depends on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
It depends on the person.
It's a lot.
I mean, of course, they give us guidelines on what to do and how to do things, but it really depends on the person.
Right. And it depends on the program.
Yes.
That you go through as well.
Yeah. Okay.
The program, but it truly depends on the person, on how fast your body can recover.
Right. Yeah, and how fast you heal. So the programs that are designed to tell you the things that you need to take. I think you get those little suction things or the bag. What do they call?
Drains.
The drains. You get the drains, and they stay on you for. Wow, that's amazing. So I guess depending on
you didn't have drains.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on the program, because mine was. That's why I will be a champion all day long for people, because mine was laparoscopic.
Yes, mine was too.
They didn't have. I didn't have any drains. I went home the same day. I didn't have to stay the night in the hospital.
Go home the same day.
Wow. So that might have been the amount of weight. Your idea. So do the doctors or the programs tell you the ideal weight that they want you to lose? Yes. And I guess that would probably tailor what they do and how they do it.
They definitely give you your ideal weight and your target goal.
Right.
I want to add to what Tiana was saying, it definitely does depend upon the person. Because here's the thing, because of my condition, now I did not lose a pound the first week, lady.
Wow.
I did not lose a pound the first week. The doctor, the nurse, everybody came in and said, okay, I need to see your journal. I need to see what you have been doing. And I went back to that car. I laid out everything. And let me say this. When you decide to have a procedure like this, you need to know who's on your team, and you need to have a village. because I had a very close friend of mine. I went and I stayed with her and her family, and they basically walked me through.
So that is the post care that they will guide you through that you will actually need.
Yes.
Okay, so after the post surgery, the drains, how long do they typically have to stay on you? Tiana, you experienced the drains, right? Even though Chandy, you didn't. Tiana,
well, and the other thing, I'm 4 months out. So I had mine this year. So
okay.
I don't know if, things have changed over time, but mine was, fairly recent. I'm just 4 months out.
Okay. That's good information to know. So the drains, how long do they typically have to stay in you?
I had mine for a week.
Okay.
I didn't have them at all.
Okay.
I don't recall them. Let me say that. I don't recall having them.
Now tell me this, do they tell you, okay, because it's like, you have a baby, they want you to get up the next day or that same day and
you have to
walk.
So you have to get up that same day. You don't stay in the bed.
Because you got to walk that gas out.
Yeah, you got to walk.
You got to walk the gas out.
Yeah.
So the gas they use to pump you up for the surgery, you have to walk that out, because really that's the only pain I had. It was those gas pains that I had to walk out, and that's the only way to really, that and gas X is really the only way to get rid of them. Now I will say, whether or not you leave the same day, it's either overnight or you leave the same day, and that depends on what your comorbidities are. And so if you have, I think if you have like severe sleep apnea or you have other conditions, they could possibly keep you, they'll probably keep you overnight.
To want to monitor you.
Right,
so it just depends.
Yeah, it just depends. But a lot of them, they are doing outpatient, and I didn't feel like I was kicked out at all. Like it took good care of me, but I was able to come home, and like by the end of that first week, we were out walking.
So what is your diet like initially after the surgery? It's liquids, right? From what I understand.
Yeah, that's why I said it depended on the program. I know I've seen other programs where you're longer on actually, I have a surgery twin, somebody that got surgery the same day as me, but in a different practice, and they had liquids for 2 weeks. I only had liquids for the first week, and then the second week it was like pureed foods, and then the third week it was like soft foods, and then the fourth week I was back to like at the end of the fourth week I was back to my regular diet.
Okay.
So I know the weeks might vary depending on the program that you're in, but is that the liquids, the puree?
Yeah.
Is that the process, Tiana and Lysandra?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so how soon can you start working out? Because I mean, naturally you have this weight loss surgery. You want to make sure that you can have that physical stamina and remain.
That depends as well. And they don't encourage you to lay around, definitely. They want you up and moving with caution. Let me say that. So there are certain things that they will recommend that you can do, exercising, and then you have to gradually work your way up to certain things. But they encourage
let me ask you this.
They definitely encourage you exercising. Because the exercising is definitely the key. And that was what, even simple things is what really helped to move me along.
One other thing that I remember when I went to some of the information sessions is this whole dumping process. Y'all sing like a choir. Y'all understand about that dumping process is a damn shame, huh? Can y'all enlighten the damn shamers? Tiana, can you enlighten the damn shamers on the whole dumping process?
So everybody is different, okay? So mine is, I guess around the first week of the surgery, I got a sugar-free Italian ice, but it felt like, somebody was just like stabbing me in my stomach. Excruciating pain, and then I'm breaking out into a sweat. That point forward, I realized or learned how to tolerate sugar or how much sugar I can intake. Okay, so it's just not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all.
For me, it's not only sugar. It's high fat foods. Like I went and I had crab imperial, and the crab imperial, like, it was like you start to flush, like you get hot, and mine was more immediate. But I will say it changes as you progress, because that was early on. That probably was like a month and a half out, and now, like, I literally thought, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to have a cupcake. I'm never going to be, but you can, as you progress, like, you can do those things, but in smaller quantity. And it's learning your body all over again. You really have to see what works for you and your body.
Yeah. My doctor always said to me, you have to learn your pouch, and you have to figure out what works for you, because it may not work for someone else. For me, I'm several years out. And the other day I had something I didn't need, and my body completely shut down. I couldn't eat anything else. And I was out, and someone was like, are you okay? And I told them, I was like, I
shouldn't have had
that. You're sweating. I was like, yes. So interestingly enough, that would cause me to go to the bathroom, and I'll leave it there.
Okay. Hey, ladies, real quick, I got a couple of questions that are in the chat, and I want to make sure I get to them. First, there's a comment from ZB Jeffers.
Oh, Lord.
Dumping is the devil. But there's a question here from Shelly Rasco. How much weight did each of you lose? Can you do that if you feel comfortable?
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, wait a minute, before we get to that question, because we will show some before and after pictures, and we will let them, the pictures speak for themselves, and then they can quantify that number. So hold on, damn Seamus. I'm so intrigued, because in full disclosure, I have considered this multiple times. I mean, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm going today. This damn Shady's knees hurt. It's cold outside. The day I signed up.
You need a community. So the program that I'm in, there's a Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. Nobody can find it. And it's a community of people. Now, the community is a blessing and a curse. And I'll say why it's a blessing and a curse. Yeah. It's a blessing because the people in there are vulnerable. They're sharing their stories. And you get to research and see different things. Now, it's a curse because you could look at somebody's challenge that they're having, and you could be like, I ain't having it. Because it's people who had it.
It was the dumping for me. It was the dumping for me, and I was going to bring down the sweat.
I wanted the dumping. I really did. That's another reason I went with the bypass. I wanted the dumping because I wanted the accountability. I wanted to not be able to sit down and eat a whole bunch of candy, because sugar was my thing, and have that accountability. And the dumping is your accountability.
And let me say this.
You won't do it again.
We heard a damn Seamus say dumping is the devil. And all of y'all, they're like a choir.
Do it again. You be like, no.
Lady, you were going to say something.
Oh, I was going to say, believe it or not, as Shanda said, the dumping is helpful, because it kind of it snaps you back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like, whoa, what is that? Well, the other day, same thing. I was like, wow, what was that? I was like, it had sugar in it. So even years later, I know someone else who had the surgery, and they always say to me, you never eat. I said, well, I do eat. I said, but I can't eat a lot. Sometimes now, the downside for me is, well, for some people, sometimes I can look at food and like, that's just too much. In my mind, like, I can't, but I will say this, that is, Shanda, you said it. For me, it's helpful, because I don't know what he did in here, and that's always, but no, he did what he was supposed to do.
It's that reminder, because you're still struggling with the person that you used to be, and you're struggling with the new person. And it's a reminder, like.
And see, the thing is, one of the things that PCOS does, because it's a hormone chemical imbalance, your emotions are all over the place. So it creates a lot of challenges for you. So I had become like an emotional snacker, not eater, but snacker.
Yep. Same here. So look, I want to get into these before and after pictures. I have a presentation. Baby, these queens on the panel have not even seen it. So producer lady, let's cue that up and let's show everyone. Look, they sipping on it. Cheers, lady. Thank you for all of your braveness and your transparency.
Oh Lord. You look at yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, I was big. Why y'all ain't tell me I was big?
Not.
There's a black kind of thing.
Sorry.
Oh my.
See, you know, they haven't even seen these.
I hadn't seen them either.
Seriously.
Yeah. Where'd you get that picture from? I remember that one.
Right, they went digging in the vault.
All right, are y'all ready for the look at me now?
Listen, Kiki was ready for it. Look at these queens.
You were beautiful before too, Tiana.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, auntie.
Look at that.
It's the pants for me. Come through, lady.
Yes,
girl.
You look cute.
Look at that.
Thank you.
Come on now.
Come on, lady.
Oh,
yes. It's the confidence, right?
Yeah.
Like you just
pose. Yeah, weight changes you. Weight changes you.
That was my photo shoot.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful. Now we're going to do some side by sides.
Right. You can really see when you do the face to face, I'll be like, oh,
yeah.
My face was really, really chunky. Because that's where you lose it first.
There's
yeah, that is. That's true.
Beautiful. Amazing.
Yeah. Wow.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Congratulations, ladies. I'm telling you, when I put that package together and we looked through the Dame Chain team, I said, where the hell do I sign up? Oh, I need the doctor, the therapist, I mean, you all look amazing.
Thank
so
you.
Down the line. 2 questions that I have. How long ago did you have your surgery? And how much totally have you lost so far? So Chanda, we'll start with you because you are the most recent.
Yes. I had my surgery is August the 11th of 2020. So I just had it this summer. Best thing of 2020 that came out. I started at 258. And now I am in Wonderland. I am at 194. So in 4 months, I have lost, 60-some pounds. So.
Amazing.
That is amazing.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
So, lady, you're the next runner-up because you were, I guess, the most recent after Chanda.
Oh, was I? Okay. So when I started originally, my highest was 380 something. I was up there. And then prior to surgery, it was 365. So I've lost 105 or 10 pounds.
Amazing.
I keep fluctuating. And let me say this, I'm not at my goal weights. So now I'm at a plateau. So now I got to really rev up the whole workout routine.
Amazing.
And reset and do some other things.
When you're ready to reset, come. You're going to call your girl Kiki and let's Kiki, come on, it's Dame Chain. Listen, you on the screen every week. Let's do it. All right, Tiana.
All right, so I had in 2007. And I was 400, and now I'm 260, so about 140 pounds.
Amazing.
Awesome. Wow.
Yes. Oh, y'all are putting up numbers. All right. Let me tell you, after the show, we always eat. I'm not eating a damn thing. I ain't eating nothing. I need those numbers that y'all have. You understand what I'm saying? Like, listen, well, I have a goal.
It helps kickstart you. You know, it kickstarts you, but the maintenance is up to you. So, you know, I'm not where I want to be at either, but I have told my friends that I trust to let me know when I start to look like that. You know, we say the crackhead. I don't want to look like the crackhead. I don't want to be. I have in mind a size. I don't even have in mind a weight. It's just a size.
Yeah.
How much more do you want to lose?
So here's the thing. It's like still coming off fast, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do to like kind of pause it, because I just like a 10, I don't want to be below a 10. I think once you get to a certain age, you know, we can't. I ain't never in life been no size 4 or no size 6 chick.
So has it been funner now to shop and go into these places?
Super fun.
Okay, good.
Those are the non-scale victories. So when you're not, those are the non-scale victories. Like change, like those things. Like it's emotionals too, because it's like you have all these clothes that you like that you thought were cute, and now you can't fit them. Like they have the saggy booty and you're like, I don't have, but you don't want to buy a whole bunch of new clothes because you're not at your goal yet. And so, it's frustrating.
So here's another question that I have. Now that you all have lost this extensive, extreme amount of weight and you look amazing, have any of you all considered some plastic surgery? Because of course you have the extra skin. Kiki got her little smiley face down here. She wants all like, what surgeries are you considering? Lady, I'll start with you.
The skin removal, but I'm not gonna consider that until I'm at my goal size.
Right.
Yeah.
Dress size, not weight size. Like that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely,
Tiana?
For me, definitely.
So definitely skin removal, like an upper body lift, so my stomach, arms, breast.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Shanda, you're not quite there yet. You're just trying to see.
Tummy tuck. No, I'm getting a tummy tuck.
That's like,
because I had a C-section, so all of that has no muscle in it, and it's just there. My weight actually started coming off faster later. So initially, it was like not coming off as fast, but my doctor was like, that's a good thing, because then I don't have as much like saggy skin, because it came off slower.
Here's another question. We have a full panel of queens here, but our brothers, our kings, they get the surgery as well. And so often, people kind of think that it's something for women, but I'm seeing more and more brothers step up and say, no, I want to improve my life as well. And so I'm sure that you all have encountered them in some of the support groups that you all have.
Yep. Lots.
Yes.
Lots of men, black men too.
And interestingly enough, they seem to be the ones that are more confident to me. When I have conversations with them, they are less, I would say, they're not reserved they open about the fact that they had the surgery.
Well, I couldn't find no open ones to be on this panel here tonight, because I wanted to know. Let me tell you, because they say that when a man leaves a certain amount of weight, his thing get a little longer. You understand what I'm saying? So I wanted to know, was it true? I needed somebody on here to tell you, girl, Kiki, what's the tea? He might have laughed.
Well, Kiki, I will say maybe that's why they weren't on here.
Hey, listen, I asked you all fair and full disclosure. In our pre-meetings, I asked y'all if there's any topics that are off limits. Okay. So now that we know that there are no topics off limits for this panel, I need to understand what's sex life like, ma'am. Is it better? You know, I'm gonna speak for myself first. She lose about 5-10 pounds, you know. She go on the water diet and juicing and shit and all that, you know. And she got a little swag, like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So I won't ask the married queen, but I want to hear from y'all single dudes. But hey, listen, you know, I don't want to break up nobody's happy home and all. So listen, I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, it's completely different. But it's that same confidence. Like, it's the confidence, it's the, oh, I can do different stuff now. And you know, you have the sexier outfits, or you feel different in the outfits. I mean, it's, yeah, I think he would concur. I don't know. He's on Instagram, so ask him.
I'm gonna check the chat because I know he in here. He pretty much been saying how he loved and thought you were beautiful before, and he thought you are just as beautiful after.
That's amazing. That's amazing to have that level.
Wait a minute, it just came in. OMG. Yeah.
Oh shit, man. So we got it from the married perspective. How about all the single ladies? All the single ladies.
I think like anything else, I think, you know, it's confidence across the board.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
That's so dope. That is so dope.
You're gonna do it. And we're gonna be your support group, and you're gonna do it. You're just gonna do it. You just have to make the decision to do it.
You know what? I was dating this guy, and he said, yeah, I know you're gonna have the surgery. And ever since he said that to me, I'm like, oh no, because I don't know, I have this level of defiance. Kiki has this level of defiance that is like, oh, you don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of, okay? So, you know, as you all say, it's not a bad thing. It is a tool that will help jumpstart you. And so while I have my reservations because I'm chicken shit, you know, I don't like pain. That's just me. I don't even have a tattoo, much less going under the knife and get some surgery. You know, a girl got one hole in her ear, okay, for the earrings. I'm not that adventurous. So I have to really kind of get in my head, okay, what do you really want out of life? And I think that, you know, health reasons certainly is something for everyone to consider, whether you're male or female. And you have to know what works best for you. So thank you. Create that accountability, you know, team, because it takes, you know, a lot of us. You got to have prayer warriors. Right. You got to have workout warriors. You got to have foodies that will, you know, tell you what to eat, but not eat. So I know that it takes a balance of people that are supporters to help, you know, get you to that end goal line.
Right. Absolutely. I'm going to just say this. I'm going to say, you don't have to get the surgery. It, you know, it can be done. The weight loss can be done without the surgery. I think it's just, if it's a must, you know, like if it's really at the end of the, you know, the role, like you really can't do it, or like maybe for serious health reasons, but it really can be done without it. You know, 80% of it is
the whole.
And then the other 20 is the exercising part. So it really can be done if you really just put your mind to it.
80%? Tell us that again. 80% is
the
what?
Food. The food. So changing your diet is that's it right there, is the food piece. So if you still have your accountability team and you know, your supporters, it can be done. If you really just put your mind, that's just the in itself, you know, it can be done. So you don't have to go the route of the surgery.
Right. And that's why it just depends, like Tiana was saying, you know, it's, if you're at the end, I was at the end. I was a step before crossing over. And the beauty is that you have a variety in different sets of friends who are very health conscious. You know that. So, you know, if you decide to go whichever route, whatever you do, make sure it's what's best for you.
You gotta make the decision.
Because at the end of the day, you want a good quality of life.
Right.
However that.
A challenge for me though was I I would lose it, I would gain it. I would lose it, I would gain it. And going through that, and that becomes discouraging. And then you just be like, well, if I'm gonna be fat, I'm gonna just eat what I want to. Like, I mean, that's just me. That's how I, so changing the mindset. I went through a period of time where I was on keto, I lost. And then it was like, you hit this plateau, or, then you start to gain.
Well, COVID happened.
Or COVID happened, right.
Gained COVID weight.
Yeah, and it's the reality. I think that for me, that initial jump start to have it and give myself the best chance of keeping it off was the surgery. Again, I hadn't decided until I actually got to the end. I was yo-yoing back and forth. I was doing research. I started the process just to be in the process, but I had not decided at the beginning that I was definitely going to do it.
And that's good. That's good knowledge too. Start the process, even though you might decide, oh no, this isn't for me. At any time, you can turn around and walk your ass out the door.
Absolutely.
Say this is a damn thing. This ain't for me, And so, like anything, we have options, and that's what I'm hearing you ladies say. You just have to decide what works best for you. So listen, Thank you so much for the transparency. I'm telling you, it is the kind of information that our damn shamers need to hear. I know I need to hear. And so every week, right, we like to spotlight a Black-owned business. And so this week, I have Chanda here. And Chanda, talk more about your business, the Paparazzi Jewelry.
Well, I am a consultant for Paparazzi Accessories. The name of our business is Just Because Jewels. Me and my husband actually do it together. We do Facebook Lives when the world was open. We have a boutique. I'm actually sitting in the boutique in our basement, and we help people find beauty in $5 jewelry. Like, all of our jewelry is $5. We do have a couture collection that is $25, but we help women feel beautiful. And the thing I love about jewelry, which is what I tell people, I was a jewelry fiend before paparazzi. Okay. But the thing I love about jewelry is it does not matter what color you are. It does not matter what size you are. It can help everybody feel beautiful. And especially in times like this of COVID, you put on some earrings, you get dressed up, you feel good about yourself, so that's what we're all about, helping people feel beautiful. Our slogan is love yourself, love one another, just because. And so you can find us on Facebook, again at Just Because Jewels, Instagram at Just Because Jewels, and justbecausejewels.com. You can shop online, we ship, and we love what we do.
Nice. And I applaud you and your husband for doing it together. It takes a strong man to be able to sell some ladies some jewelry and all of that. So, lady, I know you're a serial entrepreneur, but you want to talk about, one of your businesses that you have going on.
Sure. So currently, I have a consulting group, and we actually do a variety of work dealing with individuals who are starting their businesses, those who want to get their LLC started, their corporations, nonprofit entities, grant writing, minority certification, so, that's pretty much it. Also, at the beginning of the year, I will be rolling out, we are actually in the process of rebranding my nonprofit. It was previously Destined to Speak, now it's Destined to Speak Ministries. So we will be an online ministry. It's a lot going on.
And how can they find you?
LadyPurnell.com. Yep.
Lady Purnell. That's awesome. So look, each and every week, right, we have Damn Shame merchandise. So make sure that you click the link in my bio on Damn Shame's page on Instagram. Also, we have a Facebook page. We have our merchandise link there. Find it, get some cool things that you can have to jumpstart your workout, your sweatshirts, and they have pajamas there as well. So get your Damn Shame merch, because Hey, it's a brand, it's a lifestyle, everything that we explore, and you know, when life happens, it comes up against us. Sometimes it's just a damn shame. Well, it might be a good thing, like, damn, that happened, that's a good thing. I lost all this weight. Oh, that's a damn shame. You can still eat.
Girl, bye.
But listen, every week we like to give the Damn Shame Award of the week. And the Damn Shame Award of the week typically goes to that person that just, you're like, that's a damn shame. So, ladies, I'm going to give you all the honors to come up with who should get the damn shame. Even if it's your girl, Kiki. Tell me, who should get the Damn Shame Award of the week. Any takers? I got one.
Okay.
Oh, producer lady, you got one. Come on.
Yo, go ahead.
I have one. The Damn Shame Award of the week goes to the man that wouldn't come on this show and share that damn story about that penis getting enlarged, okay? That's a damn shame. The girl Kiki needs to know, okay? How we growing down there? We losing to win, all right? That was a concoction, lose to win. Producer lady, you got one?
No, I think that seals the deal right there. That's it. I can't beat that.
Oh my goodness gracious. Ladies, again, thank y'all so much for being on the show tonight. I love this candid conversation. Yes, lady, thank you for your honesty. Keep going. Tiana, thank you so much for tuning in and, you know, just being that light for our family as well as the world. And Chanda, hats off to you for, you know, just being so brave to go on and have that in the middle of COVID. You decide to go on. Oh, baby. Let me tell you, hats off to you. You all look amazing. And I just love this. Damn Shameless. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not done so, Damn Shameless, please hit the subscribe button on YouTube right now and activate that notification bell because we go live every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Damn Shame Podcast. Let me just say this. You can find us on all podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. We're out there. Search Damn Shame Podcast. Look for that logo there. And you're going to find your girl, Kiki. Tune in. Thank you. I say this every week, so I'm going to say it again. If you can't be good, you better be great. There are no excuses. Otherwise, it's a damn shame. I love y'all for watching. Hey, it's a Damn Shame Podcast. Thank y'all so much for joining. I love y'all for watching.